He tried to evade me by running into his kid's plastic playhouse in the backyard so I could not serve him papers. When I was still a process server, I had to serve this gentleman papers for unpaid taxes. He made it extremely hard for me to do so. I tried to serve him 5 times prior to this day. I tried to serve him at his home twice. I had tried to serve him at his job twice. I even tried to serve him at the grocery store as he was getting out of his car to go in. He evaded me some way, somehow, each and every time. So I had to play hardball and really get this done. So I went to his house on a day where there was no school, and he was outside playing with his kids. They were in the backyard. He was playing with them on the swings, having a good time, laughing. I parked my car where he couldn't see it, and I slowly walked up to his backyard that was chain-linked fenced in, and I said his name, and he looked at me with shock and fear and ran into his kid's plastic playhouse. He was a pretty large man and pretty tall, so I know he was cramped in that little thing. Well, he wouldn't come out, and he was ignoring me, and the kids were looking at me like, stranger danger, like, what's going on? Daddy, abandoned us on the swing set to run away from this lady. What do we do? Instead of me, walking away and trying later, I'm like, no, I'm going to get this guy out. So I look at the kids, and I'm like, hey, kids, do y'all know what homework is? The kids were like, yeah. And I was like, did you know that your daddy is running away from his homework? And I heard the house start to I heard and saw the house start to shake and rumble as if he was trying to get out. And I said, loudly, shall I continue? I heard him going, shh, trying to shut me up. And I was like, no. Education is for everyone. Shall I continue what your homework is, Daddy, so they understand what's going on? He couldn't get out of the house fast enough, so he literally shoved his arms through the side windows of each side of the house, opened the door of the playhouse, and started to walk to me with the playhouse on him, because he couldn't get out and he couldn't get to me fast enough, so he had to take drastic measures into his own hands to shut me up. He walks over to the fence and grabs the papers and tells me, in a very low voice, with the door open to the playhouse, which I will never get that image out of my head, and tells me to shut the fuck up and go away. And I said, gladly, y'all have a nice day. And I walked back to my car halfway backwards because I was scared. I had to really embarrass him to get him to accept these papers. The things people will do to try to evade responsibility, it's insane. It really is. But I will never, ever forget that look on his face and a giant, tall man, walking towards me inside a child's playhouse. You can't get those images out of your head.